Well, welcome back, poetry lovers. Filet mignon coming to you from Medium Rare Poetry, and I was wondering if you had ever listened or watched the Daily Beast podcast. This is a podcast that features Joanna Coles, who is the Chief Content Officer of the Daily Beast, independent news, and she interviews 3 times a week Michael Wolff, who is a prolific author who's written 4 books on Donald Trump and some on Epstein and some on Rupert Murdoch. He is just a font of knowledge because he has been in the inner workings of the White House and all the interesting places in the world to write these books. Anyway, 3 times a week they have a podcast entitled Inside Trump's Head, where they delve into the murkiness of what's going on with Donald Trump in the White House. And it's just fascinating. Joanna and Michael have known each other for 25 years or more, and their chemistry is just fantastic. I'll put a link below to the Daily Beast podcast because I think you'll find it fascinating. Anyway, on one occasion, Michael Wolff was having a conversation with Donald Trump, or Donald Trump was talking his head off to Michael Wolff, and Michael Wolff finally got in a moment and said, instead of having a presidential library, why don't you build a theme park instead? Well, after a moment, Donald Trump thought that was a fantastic idea, and when I heard it, I thought it was a fantastic idea for a poem. So today, I am going to present to you Trump World, a fantasy of infamy. Trump World, a fantasy of infamy by Filet Mignon. A presidential library is most generally the theme, a nationwide inheritance, a philanthropic dream, where all outgoing presidents bequest a vault of knowledge, assisting generations to research their way through college. And then we come to Donald Trump. No clue what books are for, unless it was on drafty days to prop up open doors, until a wizened journalist proposed a different lark for Don, the king of showmanship, to build a Trump theme park. Brilliant, said the golden cock. I'll build the biggest yet, more gleaming than my Triumph Arch and Sleepy Joe's Corvette. So with his grifted billions that emoluments ignored, Trump World became reality, Floridian I saw. Its architecture garish in a rude Rococo style, countless gilded statues of the senile pedophile, all its venues labelled with his family and his friends, who'd vanished to oblivion when MAGA trend did end. On entry, you'd be stripped of all your credit cards and cash. Scott Besant with his Dyson sucks it all into his stash. The Levitt labelled guidebooks crammed with gross misinformation, continuing the thesis of Trump's maladministration. To follow its instructions, you'd be up the garden path, just like the reeling nation in the post-Trump aftermath. Ignoring that, we'll have a wander round this place of wonder. Absorbing that self-centeredness results in wholesale plunder. At first, you'll be confronted with the hallmark Trump crown jewel, a half-constructed ballroom, now a greenish swimming pool, a corpus of casinos with thick chains across their doors. All bankrupt enterprises left the mob completely floored. An ancillary distillery that once made orange whiskey, more water than true alcohol, declared that venture risky. A rundown university, a failure by degrees, where doctorates were bought and sold for astronomic fees. Your eye is drawn at once onto the giant roller coaster. The taco tummy turner is just bigly, says the boaster. It backtracks every second turn. The thing has no direction. Like most of his decisions, it will lead to disaffection. The South Dakota horse he rides are tailored to the yuppies. A cool 200 million sees you leaping lifeless puppies. For something cooler, try a turn around the Bondi rink. If skating on thin ice excites you, verging on the brink. Leaving those aside, it's time to have a bit of fun, enjoying weird attractions for a theme park in the sun. The Ron DeSantis bumper cars could be a crazy treat. They're unconfined in safety space, they're whizzing down the street. The Aileen Cannon gavel used to bash the highball striker to win exoneration if you tell her that you like her. The Stephen Miller rat race is for rodents watched by humans, though you could be deported if it's found that you are Cuban. A ghost train can be scary, but herein you'll feel more dread. A disturbing presentation titled Inside Donald's Head. A corridor of portraits of the man with nothing on. 100 tawdry posters of a naked strutting Don. Depictions of his sagging guts will make you lose your lunch, with backbone of a vulture and its Quasimodo hunch. And just to add an ugly flair and stick it up Obama, you'll have to run the gauntlet of the Donald Fartarama. A House of Horrors follows on where agencies were killed, the corpse of education lying where the blood was spilled, skeletal remnants of the vivisected CDC, where thousands of the brightest were dispatched far overseas. A rare display of snake oil that replaced all meds because the television ratings of the boorish Dr. Oz. Then hold your breath, this vision may well make the toughest squirm, as RFK's grey matter is consumed by purple worms. Eric has a slippery slide that leads you to despair. It's lubricated lavishly with gel that slicks his hair. Don Jr. has a pharmacy dispensing magic powder. You now are indestructible and helps you scream much louder. The J.D. Vance Emporium has sofas so inviting, their adult jumping castles makes your living room exciting. The FBI of Cash Patel will make your eyeballs pop, a flaming big inferno that no Congress crew could stop. Now, if you're in the mood for some old comical relief, observe the sucking antics of the cabinet to their chief. Pathetic is the drivel that these billionaires do spew, pretending they're important in their floppy floorshine shoes. You'd swear you're watching outtakes of the cliched bachelorettes, a muddling meat menagerie, moronic marionettes. For those who like a challenge, there's the Marco Studio, a Persian shooting gallery with one target, Rubio. If you have an appetite, unhealthy is the key, like Lutnick's Nutlick meatballs that are all nutrition free, or Gabbard's gourmet gizzards, they're the new acquired taste. You don't need her intelligence to know they're made of waste. If you're feeling thirsty, there is Warlord Pete's saloon. You'll watch him pray on bended knee for one more gin spittoon. then Mark Wayne Mullen's plumbing skills will serve you something nice. A free ride down the toilet with a healthy serve of ice. But wait, there's something missing. It's the knife to match the fork. An annex in Trump Tower, far away in cold New York. The best bedroom ballet is Melania's unfeigned pride, but only chiseled chauffeurs are the ones to take this ride. The lights grow dim, your time is up, you're shuffled out the gate. The sense of doom pervades the sight, you just don't feel that great. So that concludes your tour of this crudest of theme parks, designed to make you bankrupt and then keep you in the dark. Well, that's an attraction well worth avoiding. I hope you like the poem. I had so much fun writing it. Please like, share and subscribe, and that will help my little channel grow. I don't monetize this channel. I just write poetry and share it with you for absolutely no obligation, because I love sharing poetry and it's a lot of fun writing it. So thank you again for watching. Please press the notification bell, and YouTube will let you know when another one's coming. And pop a comment in if you wouldn't mind. That'd be great, because I love hearing from you. So you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye for now.